Hello everybody, my name is Alesh Eisner and welcome to the Canadian Money Talk, the channel about Canadian investing and personal finance. Please like and subscribe. Today we will talk about risk, which many people think is a four-letter word, but it just means volatility, both up and down. We'll look at risk from two perspectives. One is the risk of an investment, and second is the investor's risk profile. When we know those two aspects, we can match up investments with people. First, let's take a look at the risk for an investment. On the average, there's a correlation between an investment's risk and return on that investment. Riskier investments are more volatile, but also have better returns over a long period of time. Less risky investments may have lower returns over time, but don't take your money for a wild ride. As you can see on the index chart, over a long period of time, investments that have the most ups and downs outperform the smoother investments. Different investments have different risk profiles, and the appropriate risk profiles need to be matched up with your own. We generally know the risk profile for investments in a statistical and probabilistic way and need to determine your risk profile to give you the right investments. So secondly, let's take a look at an investor's risk profile. Your own personal risk profile as an investor is determined by risk appetite, time frame when you need the money back, and the needed return. We'll look at these more closely in a second. A risk profile drives what portfolio and investments you should choose. A Know Your Client, or KYC, is used if you have a financial advisor, or just a Know Yourself if you are a do-it-yourselfer, is used to determine the risk profile. So let's take a look at the components of an investor's risk profile. First is the risk appetite, the ability to handle volatility, the ups and downs of the movement of the investment. So you're able to handle it psychologically. Are you going to freak out when you get a statement with losses and then you can't sleep at night? Are you able to handle it financially? Are you selling assets that just dropped so you can buy groceries and eat? And finally, financial education also increases the amount of risk that a person is able to handle psychologically. So that's the risk appetite. Second is the time frame when you need the money back. Shorter time frames should have less risk, and investments should be adjusted as the time approaches, since you don't want to get unlucky and need to sell an investment after it went down. So determine the time horizon on all your investments and earmark them for a specific goal. So for example, retirement, a child's education, or a house down payment would be from the longest time frame to the shortest. Third is the return that you need. Your goals may require certain returns, and the appropriate investments must be made to meet the goals. If you need a 4% return to meet your goals, why invest in a highly volatile and risky investment? If you need a 20% return, your strategy will be very different, and you will invest in risky assets that could lose you a lot of your money as well as make it, depending on how the assets do, and likely some luck, and will require more speculation than investing. To use a football analogy, the team that is way ahead at the end of the game will use a low-risk running play to run out the clock, while the team that is behind will need to throw some long Hail Mary passes that could either win them the game or lead to an interception that will seal the loss. Make adjustments to your investments as the risk profile changes, such as when the time frame when you need the money shortens and your house purchase or retirement is about to arrive. Target date funds are a vehicle that deal with the time component, but there's a loss of control to the owner, so not everyone likes them. Note that you don't need all of your money when your retirement begins, since you will likely live for 20 years in retirement, and your portfolio will need to be split up into safe, short-term spending assets, as well as some of the portfolio still being in risky stocks. I will do a video on the bucket strategy, which will cover the details. Use your risk profile as an input into a financial plan, which gives you goals and strategies for what kind of portfolio you should have, and any assets and changes will be compared to the financial plan to see if they are appropriate. To conclude, you, possibly with the help of a financial advisor, will need to determine your risk profile to know what kinds of investments to buy. Having the right investments will give you peace of mind, let you sleep at night, and meet your financial goals in terms of having enough money to do what you want in life. If you have any requests on what you would like me to cover in future videos, please put that in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and may you have a profitable day.